Hoi there, it's Skyward Shield. Welcome to a new Smite video. Today we're going over the patch 4.2, and I'm going to be real with you guys. I have a bit of a headache right now, so I don't want to spend too much time on this video, and I want to just get my comments done. I saw some of the stream, but yeah, we're good. And the next god is the one we saw in the data mining, Kuzenbo, who is pretty much, what I believe as the attempt for Smite to reach out to Nintendo to make a Switch edition for the Smite, because then we can get a Bowser skin. I really want a Bowser skin for this guy because he feels like a MOBA version of Bowser. You'll understand why, especially if you saw the stream. But anyway, let's go. Passive Water Bowl. Each time Kuzenbo takes 2% of his maximum health worth of damage. Pre-mitigation, he is gained the granted stack of 1.5% damage reduction as the bowl of water atop his head fills. Max 10 stacks. Stacks last 10 seconds are refreshed each time he gains another. When he is knocked up, knocked back, grabbed, pulled, banished, or otherwise disrupted, the bowl loses half its stacks until it begins to fill again. Reduction lost when disrupted. Duration 10 seconds. Pretty cool passive. It's basically good, especially if you're in the thick of things. This is a Guardian that is meant for a complete middle of the fight type of guy, and here's what makes him interesting. He has summonable allies, with his first ability being the Nene Kappa, and no, let's not go there. Kuzenbo summons and throws the powerful Nene Kappa, who can ricochet off the walls after firing. If the Nene Kappa bounces off a wall, it will travel 70 units from that point up, a maximum of 2 bounces. If an enemy god is hit with the Nene Kappa, it will deal burst forth. Wait, it should just say it will burst forth from its shell. That's a bit of a typo. From its shell and attack them. Cost 70, 90 mana, cooldown 16 seconds. Damage is 7 to 210, plus 55% of your magical power. Kappa damage per hit, 25 to 65. It's always one ally. It's basically Bowser summoning a Koopa Troopa. Shell spikes. Shell spikes. The spikes of Kuzenbo shell extend out, reflecting a percentage of the damage enemies deal to Kuzenbo back at them. While active, each time Kuzenbo takes damage, the cooldown on any Kappa is reduced. Cost 50 70 mana. Cooldowns 14-12 seconds. Reflected percent of the damage taken 20 to 40%. Cooldown reduced per hit is 0.2 seconds to 0.6 seconds, and duration of 3 seconds. Which this thing is interesting, especially if you have an attack. If you're dealing with an attack that deals tick damage, it is a mini Thorns. That's what it is, and I mean, it even looks the part. So anyway, if you know you're gonna get hit by something like an AOE or a tick over time like a Kukulkan Tornado, you can just walk in there and chip away at his damage, or chip away at his health with that, because the ticking damage should last long enough for you to send most of it back. It would be pretty cool if you actually had some damage reduction, but that's probably what the passive is for, because that would be pretty OP. Sumo Slam. Kuzenbo charges forward, immune to slows and roots, damaging enemy minions, and using his immense strength to push the first enemy god he's hit along with. Each subsequent god he hits deals damage to both that god and the god Kuzenbo is pushing. Colliding with the wall also deal damage to the push god. 60 to 80 mana, cooldown 60 seconds, damage per hit 65 to 185 with 35% of your magical power. This thing's kind of like your dash / escape. But the best part is you can't be rooted. So if you get rooted, you might be able to bail yourself out of that situation using this. And if you're in front of the god, guess what? You could slam into the wall, which could be pretty cool. I like the way this god's kit is, so I'm okay with him. I really wanted Izanagi to be a guardian, but they could still do that if they want. Anyway, Watery Grave. Kuzenbo pulls himself inward under his shell and spins, summoning fierce currents that knock enemies back, increases his movement speed, and allowing him to move freely in all directions. Damage after the first spin is reduced by 50%, cost 100, cooldown 100 seconds, damage from first hit 60 to 220, 40% of magical power, damage per hit 30 to 110, plus 20% of your magical power, movement speed increase for 35%, pretty good. Honestly, this feels more like a disruptionary type of ult than an actual damage. I know Blink is going to be great on this guy, because what if you could just blink and just shove a guy into whatever direction you want him to be, and that could be good. But that or just Blink Watery Grave. It could be a good disruptionary tool in the midst of combat, so he should be interesting. And then you got his palette swap, Yokozuna, Kuzenbo, new god skins, Dread Lord, Fafnir. We get another addition to the Dread set. This one's cool because he's got a skeletal form instead, but more Fafnir skins, I'm okay with that.
Most undead make terrible warriors, They've got no guts.
And oh boy, I think we're getting a Valentine's set or something because there's Heartbreaker Nox and oh my god, I may almost be in love.
Quit blabbering.
Well, I can give you two big reasons why I like this skin, to be honest, but if you guys know me any well in terms of what I like in women, yeah. Hashtag misogyny. Apparently, because apparently I can't find interest in a guy or girl without being called out. Because if you like a guy or girl for anything sexual in the world, you get called out for that, and it's like, wow. I don't know. I'm trying. I guess I'm making this like some kind of I'm making it both a feminism, an LGBT issue, and a yeah. Yeah, basically, anybody can't like a guy or girl for whatever reason because it's horrible. It's harassment, but, well, it's a fictional character. Whatever. I'm making this a complicated issue. Let's stop there. Anyway, Swarm Sentry Cobb. I think this is like another set to that, the Thanatos skin, the mechanical one, the robotic one. I think that's what this is meant to be for, but I like it, especially the wings. This was teased at a couple weeks back, so they said it would come in this patch, and I like it. I really like how the wings shape out. I really hope they translate well into the main game.
Crush them!
And okay, I did not ask for this. I mean, people wanted a idol skin for Jingwei. Christy wants this more than ever, and I can understand why. People want a fucking Love Live one. I mean, she already looks like that Nico girl, Nico Nozawa, or Yozawa. I don't know how the fuck you say her last name. I don't remember. People want her to Nico Ni, and that shit will piss people off. Especially, that would be the most annoying taunt in the whole game. But yeah, but anyway, we got Baby Metal, pretty much. Mini Metal Jingwei, and it's really a Baby Metal skin, and I'm surprised they reached such a niche group in Japanese music.
Aw, I'm gonna melt your face off.
Well, they had to give her a skin since they fucking nerfed her everywhere else. Morgan Mastery skins, updated Jubilanke Mastery skins. We get Kuzembo Clap, Kuzembo Wave, and the Jingwei dance. I want to say I didn't see it, but I think this is the Jingwei dance from her victory animation. Miscellaneous stuff. They changed stuff for Clash, Team Boosters. Anyway, map changes to Clash. Apophis has a base health increase, which I can understand because he's supposed to be like a fire giant equivalent. His HP when you first fight him is kind of shit. 32,000. I want to say my Roald, if I had a Ratatouille, would take out half of that HP by itself. So it's kind of, yeah, it is a little surprising why he does that. But anyway, he starts at, so now he starts at 5,600. His health per minute is increased by 145. Mana buff has been enhanced. Reduced CDR 20%, 50%. Reduced MP5 from 75 to 50. Damage buff, increased respawn time from 90 seconds to 120 seconds. Shadow of Office, the normal buff, it got nerfs. Magical power has been reduced by 20, so 70-50, and the same thing to physical power, 50 to 30, and the enhanced Apophis buff also had a different one, but now it's reduced by 30. Magical power went from 100 to 70, and physical is now 80 to 50. The Phoenix, however, has increased damage from 30 to 42. That is actually pretty bad. So he can clear through minions faster, and because what used to be the thing, which didn't apparently fall under, because by late game you can tank it, but this is supposed to make it look like he's going to shred tanks faster, the ones who try to take the Phoenix damage, so the rest of the team can take out the Phoenix. Conquest added channeling FX for the Titan when they are opening a portal to their base. Pretty cool. That's good. A little simple one. I thought they would actually change the Conquest man. I think they're waiting in. Item changes. Only one item had changes, which is surprising. I thought they changed more, but you know, I'm okay with this one because I hate crit. I think crit is pretty fucking broken in this game, and without the old well, I forget what that item was called because I never used it. Without that one crown, it's part of the Lotus Crown tree. The one that used to be next to it, but yeah, that one can block a crit. It's gone, and you could theoretically do 7,000 damage with crit if you have a powerful enough god. But yeah, anyway, the Shuriken tree got nerfed. 8-point shurikens cost increases from 1,500 to 1,700 gold. Wind Demons from 2,600 to 2,800, and Poison Star from 2,200 to 2,400, as well as reduced power, 30 to 20 now, which is I'm okay with. Though I thought I would expect more Wind Demon than Poison Star. God changes now. Aphrodite. Her kiss has had her ability description updated to where it says she shares 70% of all mana regenerated instead of the 30, because it was a lot more than that. Chiron's getting a buff. Normally, I'm against pretty much every ADC getting a buff, but to be honest, I can see where they're coming from. Chiron isn't that. Despite being an ADC, he's not as threatening. Sure, he can chase you, but if you have a good escape, like a jump, or like something like a Scylla can go through a wall, Chiron's dash isn't going to get him all the way to where you are, so you'll be in the clear. But this, at least, Giddy Up, now he's getting some buffs where if it's not that situation, you can at least you can do a little more damage, as well as having that chance of a crit proc from your Giddy Up. It lasts for the duration of the charge. And Centaurus getting a huge buff. Its sniping potential is better now. Increased damage from 100 to 280 to now 130 to 310. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. I don't know if that's too much or not. I can't say, because sometimes, yes, a Chiron shot is pretty powerful, and this is a neat shot. He's got multiple shots. He's not like Ra, who has one big shot. But anyway, Kronos getting a buff, and I'm okay with this one too, despite him being a magical ADC, because I swear to God, they nerfed every single magical ADC. To be fair, they got rid of everyone's Fatalis effect, minus Erling Shen's. But Kronos, they nerfed him and Soul because, we physical hunters are so used to plowing everybody and going 13-0. We have something that can counter us? That's not fair. That the game is broken. Why can't we handle magical ADCs? Nerf them high res. And, they're like, oh yeah, let's nerf everything. That's the problem with this game. Let's make ADCs, sure, their item costs are a little higher, but still, they're overpowered as hell. But now at least Kronos can fight them again. Wheel of Time is the magical section power for Section 3 is now buffed from 20 to 25%. Basic attack power from Section 4 is buffed from 35 to 45%. I'm okay with this. Accelerate. So if you are having the Fatalis effect going for you, if not, this is still good for you, because it used to be increased movement speed 20% initial to 4 to 20, and now it's going to be 25% plus 12 to 20. Pretty good. And stop time, increased damage from 30 to 110, from 40 to 220. Pretty good on him. Nike getting a nerf again. Why am I not surprised? They're gonna fuck her harder than they did Ratatoskr. May he rest. Well, old Ratatoskr build. May he rest in peace. He wasn't that bad. I like that one, but I like this one too. Nikes to victory. Their passive is now decreased movement speed, bonus movement speed from 3 to 7 to now 2 to 6%. Decreased bonus power from 6 to 10 to 4 to 8%. And Rend has an increased cooldown from 12 seconds to 14 seconds. All the more reason to rush cooldown. Scotty will have a buff. This makes sense because I was confused. Permafrost has a little movement speed boost when she's walking on it, but what happens when she leaves it? It's basically I can travel about 2 yards faster than anyone else. Now this makes sense. This gives her chasing potential, which I might not like, but the benefit of fighting a Scotty is at least if I have a jump, I can get away from her. This can give her a shot to chase, so if you build something like Haste and Fatalis on her as well, you can catch up to people who could escape, so it's not too fair. That's the only problem with Scotty. Unlike other hunters, she's not good at chasing. Sylvanas is getting a nerf because Sylvanas early game is great. Sylvanas is back. This dude was gone since Season 1 from what I've heard, and I never really saw him until the competitive meta at the very end of the year, SWC. That's when people started picking him up a lot, along with Raw, which they had to nerf both of or buff or banish both of them. Ban them because they're too OB. But not anymore. Raw got fucked hard with the cooldown nerf. But anyways, Sylvanas' base magical power from his basic attacks is now 38 to 35. That's not too big of a loss. It's going to make it harder for early game, but by the time you're in late game, you don't even care. Your basic attacks are to either secure kills or to get your one across. But anyway, last two. Tier. Oh, double tap gaming. How do you feel about this? Power cleave, defensive stance no longer heals twice on the first hit target. This ability now caps at 3 heals. Wow. So basically you could clear off a whole wave, not anymore. You can only get three minions out of that wave, so just get the archers with that. But anyway, it's a nerf. Jing Chan is a bit of a weird one. Furious Roar fixed an issue at rank 5 is dealing 4% of the target's maximum health per tick instead of the listed 3%. Sky Cutting Axe fixed an issue where rank 2 of this ability was dealing 80 damage instead of the listed 85, so that's a bit of a buff, fixing that. Fixed an issue where his ability could provide more protections than intended, that's a nerf. Fixed a description error in the buff bar tooltip. Okay, whatever. Whirlwind of Regent Steel fixed an issue where rank 3 of this ability would grab targets longer than intended. Now that could be seen as a nerf, but really, it's not like you don't take that much damage when in that thing. You take the damage, that's it. Then you get thrown. Basically, it just stalled. It made it longer before they would be released, and yeah. Especially when some people are used to the old timing of when to do. Like, say for example, a Poseidon wants to ult where they're being thrown. He might launch that thing a second later, so he might not hit all of them on time. But yeah, I can see that's fine. It's gonna make people readjust to the time again. But yeah, it should be good. But anyway, that's it for the patch notes. Okay patch. I like the skins a lot. I really do. Because that Nox skin. By the way, let's make a prediction. Which one of these is going to be in a chest dedicated to itself? If I had to make a bet, I'm going to put it all. I'm going to put it all on the Amazon Cobb. I want to say Nox, but I think Nox is just going to be lumped in with the Valentine's chest, which is coming up. So that's why I didn't pick that. Same with the Jingwei. I think they're both going to be put on the Valentine's chest, but Amazon Cobb's going to be put on a whole other chest on his own. In the comment section, I want to see what you guys pick. Place your bets. If anyone gets it right, you get a shout out in the video, in the next patch notes video. So let's do that. Anyway, yeah, that'll be it for this patch notes. Feel free to share your thoughts on whatever else you like if you disagree on some things or agree on other buffs. And yeah, that'll do it for this video. I'll see you guys in another one.